songs sometimes just make me feel like I'm right in the middle of an 80s movie. I think we probably talked about that before.
I think we have.
Revenge of the Nerds 8 or something. Not the first
Nerds
one.
on Holiday.
Yeah. There was. That second one kind of was.
Wasn't it Nerds in Paradise?
Nerds in Paradise.
Isn't that what it was
something
called?
like,
Something like that? Yeah.
Number
I
two.
remembered one more thing this week than I did last week. I did hit the record button to actually have a hard copy recorded.
Oh, that's
on
right.
There,
Yeah.
I had to actually download from Twitch the archive of our, which is handy that at least that's happening.
Yeah.
But I downloaded that. It actually took quicker than I thought. I didn't think it was not quite as, and the quality actually wasn't bad either. Like I said, it was not quite the bit rate, but I actually adjusted some other things today that I finally remembered. So we'll see if maybe even the quality for the uploads on YouTube and TikTok and all the things get even a little better going forward. Baker, good to see you as always. Good to see everybody here. It is a Thursday once again. We are setting records left and right for the amount of times we do this in a row.
Oh, wow.
I think this is week 3.
Something like that.
Oh my God. Shocking already. If you are new here and missed any of our other shows, YouTube is where you can find the archive. But again, if you're new, my name's Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And we're About Beverages.
And I'm wearing his shirt today because I forgot to bring one.
You are. So, I think you look better in it than I do.
I do like this color. I'm not going to say that, but I like the color.
I'm not going to lie. That's why I picked it out.
Okay.
I was like, I know Keith likes
a couple steps before too much.
Yeah. I actually want to get one of our other shirts, but in that color, but with a different saying. I actually want to get I think a lot of people like the refreshing with substance.
Yeah,
that seems to be very popular.
Stirring things up since 2008. Those are the two I have.
Yeah, I'd like to get a hoodie or something. We've got new merch that we keep saying that we have to finish, which we do need to finish. It'd be nice to have that done beginning of November or something like that, in case people want to order
for
something for themselves for their holiday.
That's right.
Their holiday wishes, but yeah, it is Thursday once again. We've got a few beverages. It is the end of September, so fall is kind of in full swing. We've got a few more spiced kind of fall things. We've got one more bourbon cocktail for Bourbon Heritage Month, and then we've got a very interesting dessert beer, I would say, probably.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Is that
Fingers crossed. That's number 2.
Pocket?
Yeah, that's number 2. Pocket, how's it going? Good to see you. Good evening. Good evening, my fair lady.
Oh, she should use that new, but you might have to coach. Use that new Twitch Prime sub that we have, or maybe we shouldn't do it.
I would say I don't do. How do you do that on? See, that's the thing on mobile. I don't know how you
on mobile. Yeah,
mobile's always. I don't know if you can actually do. Because when you, I don't
figure out how to use that.
I don't know how to do it. If you got a PC fired up, then you just log in, and then that's easy. Because then you just hit subscribe, and then you scroll down, and one of the ones toward the bottom is like, use your free Prime sub.
Oh, okay.
And you just click on it and say yes.
All right, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah, you'll have to check that out. You can always do that. I guess you have to do that when I'm on the air. Did we figure that out one time? Because I said you can do that anytime. I think you could. No, I actually had, literally, this is a funny thing. I don't know if they're in chat yet, but Stoned Assassin, who's been in chat a few times before, he has kindly used his Prime sub on our channel. And there was at one point, I think it was like on a Thursday or Friday. It must have been a Friday. And he was like, oh, my sub renews tomorrow or whatever. He's like, I haven't done that again yet. He's like, does it just show up? I'm like, yeah, I said it should show up at a time or something like that. And then I had everything open because I was doing video editing, and I usually have OBS open anyway. And all of a sudden it popped up on the thing. It's all so-and-so is renewed, resubbed to your channel. I was like, oh, okay. So seems like you can do that, at least on PC, even if nobody's around. You can do that in secret. But
if no one's around.
If no one's around. But yeah, some holiday things still going on. Like I said, final Bourbon Heritage Month. It is, and also if people are here in chat as well, this is today and tomorrow, the last days of 25% off Twitch subs as well. So if people are in the gifting mood, they are more than welcome to do that as well. You get a little 25% off for whoever you send a Twitch sub to. So all of those things in effect, as well as a kombucha.
So it only costs you $3 something?
Yeah, but we get the same amount.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Same amount comes this way.
Can you sub more than once?
What's that?
But you can do it like months forward.
This is for gifted subs. So earlier in the month, they had a whole thing going where up to 6 months in advance, you could prepay.
Okay.
And you got 30% off. So it was kind of like the same deal, but for you. And now this last week is just like, hey, if you want to gift subs to your favorite channels, you can spend less, but then they still get the same amount. So they kind of, yeah. Like I said, it's always funny when people like that was one of those things. They did it like it was last year or the year before. They did it the reverse, or not the reverse, but they had it where like the whole month was the gifted subs, and people obviously loved that because people were just gifting left and right. And then this year they did this different, and then all of a sudden people were like upset. It's like, well, it's like kind of the different, like I said, they did this thing at the end of the week, and they're like, oh, we wish we didn't know. Everyone's just always complaining.
Yeah.
It's always easy to complain to when a big corporation screwing things up. Just like that.
Whoa.
Sorry, no, I'm thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish.
Sushi, thank you for the 5-pack of gifted subs. See, just like that,
A
I
5-pack.
randomly mention it, and that
That's
is
right.
the
And it
5-pack
happens.
of gifted subs
Okay.
to the channel. Sushi, that is super kind. Decoded44, Dr. CJ, Ellie, Slayer, and Hoji all getting some subs. That's nice. I love
Okay.
seeing names that I recognize. That's always nice because it goes out to, you can pick random people, you can pick specific people. That's how Guardian Down always picks the funny name ones when he comes in here.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Or Lucky does the silly ones like Keith is awesome.
Pumpkin
and that kind of
spice
stuff.
latte or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. All that kind of stuff. Iron Man, hello. Sushi, thank you again so much for the gifted
Hello.
subs. That is super, super nice. I appreciate that. Hopefully you're having a good evening so far. All right, let's get this kombucha open.
Open it.
Let me get a.
Let's do it.
Do we need a? I don't know. Do you shake it up? Like, do you do
No,
a
you're
car
not actually
styles?
supposed to because
Okay.
there's a lot of fizzing going on in there.
Okay.
We probably could gently.
Some fizzy lifting drink in there. Okay, let me get the right buttons here.
Gently.
Boop. That's what we're having first. HJ, good to see you as well. Yes, those are the featured. You are most welcome. You are most kind. Thank you very much. Okay, did you get it? You all right? You feeling it?
Yeah, you gotta. I used to shake them up all the time, and then I remember reading that you shouldn't do that. But I'd never had a problem until I think I read that you shouldn't.
And then did you open one
And
up?
then
and
I
it
did, and yeah, I had a little minor.
Shot it all over you, huh?
Yes.
My God.
Okay.
All right, so this is obviously a seasonal one from that. Do you buy things from this company normally?
Yeah, this is actually the first.
That's Handsome Pete.
Ooh, I haven't seen
He
Handsome Pete in a
dances
while.
for nickels. Pete, you got some customers.
Are you the singing bush?
Oh God!
Oh wow! Oh no!
Let me talk to him. Excuse us. Are you the singing bush?
I'm always happy with the edits I did on this one too.
Hi. Hi.
I tightened it up just a little bit.
Forget it. My guess is this is the singing bush.
He'd be guessing correctly.
Well, thank you for Handsome Pete and for the Singing Bush.
That's right. Lots of
And
things
never-
going on there. All right, so this is a kombucha you normally have, just not this edition of it.
Right. We carry all kinds of ones. That's one of the more popular commercially or widely available brands.
It's an interesting
from
brand.
GTs.
Gits?
GT Dave's,
Gits?
I think, or something like
Not
that.
Gits.
Yeah.
Okay, not Gits. It's not Gits. Synergy Raw Kombucha, Living in Gratitude.
Living in Gratitude. Fall
Their-
edition.
Their other line, pissed off and happy about it, just did not go through very well, I suppose.
But yeah, no, they do a lot of. There's obviously other kombucha companies out there that do good things too. But this one's very widely known, and I'd heard a few things about this one, and so I did try this last week, which is why we're not doing it for a podcast specifically. We're just having.
I
it to
do
open
appreciate
the
you
show.
telling me that, though.
So, and so I'm not going to spoil anything or lead you astray. You've looked at the bottle, I'm guessing, probably.
I
looked
did.
at that.
I perused the website. I see here
so-
apple, turmeric, carrot, and spices. Living food for the living body. USDA organic. An expression of gratitude. As in the garden of life, gratitude is the nourishment we need to water the roots of our inner peace. When we nurture its growth, we envelop the earth in a forest of love and light.
Wow.
I know, that's deep. That is very, very deep. Okay. All right. So fall edition. How do you know what the range is on this? Like, did this just come out? So we probably got a couple months if people are interested, or
No, we've had this probably for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So I don't know how much longer it will be available. It seems like it's not a here and gone sort of thing quickly, but
here and gone, I promise. I always think of that song every time. There's an NPR show that's Here and Now, and every time that pops up, I start singing.
and now.
Here and now.
Little Luther Vandross.
Yeah, I can't help it. Luther's left his lasting impression on my brain for a show that he did not do the song for.
I promise to love faithfully.
I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you.
That's probably Caldwell.
I know. That's the other song where he's
Got a
getting
thing for
very
you.
excited about it, and then he kind of he gets relaxed real quick. I don't know what we were doing today, but at some point I was goofing around with Pippin, our dog, and all of a sudden I picked her up. I was like, oh my God, Pippin's gotten heavier, or I've gotten weaker. She had gotten heavier.
Okay.
Pippin was like right around 40, she's up to 47 pounds.
Wow.
She is a stout little dog. I was like, oh my God. I can't quite put my finger on what this aroma is. It's like turmeric, carrot juice, spices, and no, I'm just kidding. No, but
Wow, you got it.
seriously, I cannot quite. I want to say who? I want to say. Gosh, I don't know. There's something distinct. Like my brain is like, this aroma. What is this aroma? Like,
Well, I'll once you've tasted it, if you haven't figured out, I'll offer you a suggestion from one of our contributors to the show.
okay,
What he thought.
all right. I'll taste it now. I've smelled it enough. Does this have alcohol in it?
This one,
Stop! No,
Doesn't.
it's shit.
it's not that. I hope.
Oh shit! No, God, this is
Living in,
this,
that'd be living in Chatitude.
oh, this is gonna bug me. Like,
Scatitude.
oh God, would it like it? Oh, this is killing me. Like I know what this flavor is. Everyone keep. Oh, how much is this? Here, we can talk about something else. I'm trying to
I think it's just $3, just like
$3,
most of them are.
okay.
Yeah.
I hope not. I certainly hope not.
It's shit.
It's sweet pickles.
Okay, that's what Fitz said.
Woo!
Yeah. He was drinking one of these once, and
Raisin.
I had never tried this one before because overall, when I'd read it, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like it. And he's like, he was drinking it. He's like, have you ever had this? He's like, it reminds me of drinking brine, drinking pickle juice.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I
But
read,
sweet
and I thought,
pickles specifically,
and
like-
I thought, well, I'll try that. And then one of my coworkers, he's like, you've never had it before? He's like, I'm really surprised. He's like, he said, me and this other guy, that's one of our favorites when it comes out every year. So it's definitely a unique blend.
Yeah.
He thinks it's kind of like, it's like apple cider. And
Yeah,
so that kind
definitely
of,
apple
the vinegar
cider.
goes with that really
Yep.
well. And that was this other coworker of mine. That was his take on it. So.
Oh yeah, that's 100. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
the aroma. I was like, because I remember that because we used to have those kind of pickles.
Got to be the carrot, right? Probably the carrot, the turmeric, or
I don't know. It's a
whatever
combination
spices
of
they
all
put
those
in
things
there,
come
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
But that's 100% like drinking. And there's some other, like obviously there's a little more of the tart kombucha kind of,
And there's
just that
other-
natural
yeah.
kind of funk going on in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the right in the heart of that, like 60% of that is sweet pickle. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that's
that's
what I was gonna-
amazing.
All right.
Whew. Rum raisin.
How do we know if he's even right?
How do you even know? 467 stores. That's how we know.
That's how we know.
That came up like literally the other day, and I said that exact same thing. We were guessing something, and they're like, "How do you know?" And I'm like, "How do I know?" 467 stores. That's
467 stores. That's how you know.
The man ate bacon at every meal. You can't do that. I have not seen that movie in forever.
Yeah, I
That
haven't
is
either.
definitely a classic. For several of those are things I have Ghostbusters written down because someone wanted some clips of that. I should get some clips of City Slicker, like for the little cue things. Can we drink the bottom of this?
Yeah, I do. That's why I usually will swirl it up a little bit. The year that movie came out was 1991. That's the year we got married. Not you and I. Pocket and I got married. We were at in Florida at Universal Studios, and they actually, on one of the little tours that we were on, they were like, and that's Norman from, they actually had him there.
Oh, the actual live cow?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we were having him for dinner. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't sure if it was like, there's the roast beef and there's Norman.
They said, hello, here's your dinner.
Hello.
No, we were like, that was really cool. So yeah, that is a good movie.
Well, because
I've
I've
seen it in a
talked
while either.
Yeah, because that's where I've talked about one of my favorite, like literally favorite, almost movie scene, like up there top 20 is that scene with Bruno Kirby and the three of them riding and saying his best day, and they're like, "Oh my God, it was your worst day?" Same day,
Very same day.
God, that is just like
Same day. Yeah.
so perfect. Like the way he tells
Yeah.
the story, the way they listen to it, that line,
Yeah.
and the way he said, like for a movie that's just that kind of comedy, like they just. Yeah, that scene. I don't know where it came from, who thought of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if that was Billy Crystal, like it's just absolutely done perfectly.
I've never seen the second one. But I heard it was okay.
I actually think I saw it in the theater.
J-
the Legend of Curly Gold one,
yeah.
or something. I think
They
it
were
was
saying
okay.
it was all right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever watch that one again. City Slickers, I definitely watch again.
Have you ever watched Rock of Ages?
Is Jack Black in that? No,
No,
Who's
that's
in-
School of Rock.
That's
I think.
School of Rock. What's Rock of
Tom
Ages?
Cruise, and It's like a musical, like 10 years ago.
Oh no, I don't think I have.
We watched that last week. It was
On accident?
no, on purpose.
By choice?
By choice. It had some funny parts in it. It was and but it is a musical, so you have to be prepared for that.
Which I like musicals.
Yeah, but it was
I do.
It was fun. We liked it.
Have you seen the new Top Gun? Have we talked about that?
I have not. I do want to see that though.
Everyone keeps saying it's really good.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Is it all about Def Leppard and their rise to stardom?
Rock of Ages? No.
Yeah, okay.
There are some Def Leppard songs in there.
I
It's a
would
lot
hope
of
so.
80s,
Okay.
some metal stuff, or hair band stuff, and Alec Baldwin's in it, Russell Brand's in it. It's got some funny. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I said, I keep hearing people keep claiming that's like one of their favorite movies
Top
for
Gun?
like the last several years or
Yeah.
just like God, it just sounded like when I read like the little plot thing, again, it's like I don't know if they were just basically remaking an 80s. I was like, this sounds like the reason I don't think Top Gun is very interesting.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh.
I've seen I know the cultural touchstones of some shirtless volleyball and all the things from Hot Shots and whatever that were used in that movie. Maybe that's why I also think it's ridiculous because I think Hot Shots is probably a better movie than Top Gun.
Well, Top Gun's not. It's not supposed to be like super intensely.
Well, it's supposed to be,
deep or anything
but it's supposed to be like
that.
action movie, and then just the ballad and the like I said, and Kelly McGillis being like 6'10", and
You got-
and he's being like 5'2". Tom Cruise out there, so
You got Tom Skerritt's in that, and
all the Toms.
all the Toms: Skerritt, Cruise, Jones. Wait, no.
Is Tommy Lee Jones in it?
Not Tommy Lee Jones, and Tom Jones. Yeah,
It's not
Tommy Lee
unusual.
Jones.
That was actually the song
And
they were
Tommy
originally
Jones.
going to use when he and Kelly McGillis had sex. So they're
It's
actually
not
gonna use,
unusual.
Not unusual to have sex with this guy right here. Just in the background.
Yeah. Not unusual.
I like this. I weirdly like this. I would definitely. This is something just like your friend said. I would look forward to this every year. I'd want to have one or two, and then I'd call it a day. Like I wouldn't need it year round. Like I'm sure they have. Like what's your go to of like? Do you have like a certain these are the two I always get?
Well, there's I like the ginger and the cayenne, and then there's some other brands that there's it's a tangerine passion fruit, I think, that of another company that I like that one quite a bit. But they used to have one that's called the Trilogy, and that's just like more fruit flavors, and that one's really good too. So
okay,
the
trilogy, like
Trilogy,
one kombucha to rule them all.
the Trilogy.
Have you started watching anything on Prime yet?
We have not. No, I just did that the other day, and
So you're caught up with Lord of the Rings.
yeah, no. So no, we haven't started that yet.
Okay.
We may have pulled ahead of our son on the JoJo's Amazing Adventures.
Really?
It's
Oh my-
possible. I can't remember, but the last time I heard where he was at, I think we may have surpassed that. So
So now when you talk to him next, you can be like, oh, and if you, I don't want to spoil it.
that's right. I
for
won't
you.
spoil it for you.
That would be pretty funny, actually. And then he'll say like, well, you skipped the whole first season, so you got to go back.
Actually,
and watch that.
he did suggest that we go back and watch those.
Well, now
first.
that you've watched so many, you might
yeah,
as well.
yeah. No, that'd be.
So what are you up to the year like 2100 or something like that, or how does that work?
No, it's still
isn't it jump like decades?
Yeah,
or something,
it's
or?
like I think right now this series is taking place in like the early 10s. It's like 2011 or 2012, I think,
okay.
is where this particular story is taking place.
The residing story.
Yep.
Oh, I saw. I don't know what. Well, you said residing story. That made me think of the Never Ending Story, which is a movie from the 80s as well. Have you seen that movie?
I've
before?
never seen that. No, I know
Okay.
the song.
Okay.
Them all.
All right. So then, do you know any of the kind of cultural kind of things from that at all, or not
No.
really? Oh, okay. It kind of plays into that. Chad, if you know the Never Ending Story, there was I don't know if I don't think I have the picture or can find it, but people were showing their Halloween decorations. I think this one goes around every year. But they were showing Halloween decorations, and someone had done a fake burial thing where a horse's head was sticking out of the ground, and the reins were going to a skeleton that was pulling on that. If you've seen the Never Ending Story, you'll know why that's kind of funny. There's a terrible scene actually where the boy loses his horse in this sinking quicksand.
Oh.
And so then it was two skeletons, they were still there waiting to try and get out. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
I thought it was funny. Because they did a good pull. Because I don't know. It was actually or maybe it was just a video. It was definitely on Twitter or something like that. But it's because they showed. I was like, oh, there's a horse in the ground. Like that's it. And they just did the slow pullback. Then finally, there was someone sitting there. And I was like, oh, I get this. That's funny. Are you guys going to put up any Halloween decorations? Do you guys really
We
do
don't
that
usually
for
do
Halloween?
Halloween. No.
Christmas, I know you do. Obviously.
Yeah, Christmas, and we'll be ready. If the kids come by. Last year, I think I put on. Ben had an old emoji costume, and I put that on.
Oh God!
And I can't remember. I put on
It
one
was
of the
from
wigs
when
she
he was
has, I think.
11, so it was a
Yeah.
little tight.
Well, it was from when he was like 15, but he wore it for several years, so it's kind of a one size fits all.
That's true.
Although for me, it only went to here. No, I'm just kidding.
It's an emoji midriff.
It's kind of more like shoulder pads.
You were going for kind of like a working girl kind of look, like a 80s shoulder pads kind of thing, something like that. Orca, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you doing this fine evening? No, I like this. This is, as most kombuchas are, like, I think kombucha to me is like almost how Negroni was to Anthony Bourdain. Like the first sip, you're like, I'm not quite sure. Like, this is kind of interesting. And then you just like can't stop drinking it. Like, cause it's it's like a little savory and the tart and all the other things. I like them. I think they're good. Do you usually get the ones with like seeds in them too? Don't they have those? Like the chia seeds?
I haven't
and
seen
things?
those in a long time. They might still do those, but we don't carry them. But I used to, cause I didn't mind that texture, but that was really either you'd like those or you don't. Because,
interesting texture.
Yeah. Because it is. Yeah. Those chia seeds turn very gelatinous.
Yeah.
And but I liked them. So, but yeah, I knew some people who were like, oh no. No, thank you. But I liked them.
Have you ever had like, because we just watched the Frasier the other day. Have you ever had like caviar, like actual beluga caviar? Because that's kind of like almost like cheese where there's kind of little globule kind of things.
I think I've had a long time ago, like maybe at a brunch at Lowe's or something like that. I had
that was where I've had. That's the one time I've had it. Was at a brunch at Lowe's.
Something like that.
Yeah, we went there for something. Also, I was like, oh, I should try this because I had that, and I remember they had salmon roe too, and I tried both of those. I was like, ooh, this is delicious.
It's funny. Trader Joe's actually had caviar a couple of holidays in a row, just like for 2 years, and it was two different. But we haven't had that probably.
Oh, I was gonna say if you
over
ever had that,
10 years. So.
I actually looked up buying because after watching that, do you remember that episode? It's when. In the last like 3-4 seasons or something like that, where it's like it's really expensive at their like local like gourmet shop, and then some Russian guy walks in and he's like, well, I could sell you beluga for $40 a pound. Yeah. And we're watching, and then at the end they're trying to eat a bunch of it, and then they realize they can save it, and it's because they're looking for DVD.
Yeah,
like, there's a whole thing behind it. Go watch the show if you want to. But it was like after that, I remember my wife was like, is that actually? She's like, is that actually how much it is? Like, is that like, I looked it up and it actually was like $48 a pound or something like that.
Stuff,
and then I saw some that was cheaper. It probably, obviously different grades, like almost anything else. So there was different levels, but yeah, that was the expensive one. Yep. Anthony Bourdain. Yes. Rest in peace, Anthony Bourdain. Like his shows were definitely great and opened the world up to a lot of different people with different cultures and food and all kinds of things for sure. Well, I'm glad you brought this one over. This is real. Will you buy this one again?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, next time
Well, obviously you bought two of them.
I've bought two now. Yeah.
Will you buy it thrice?
Yes.
Our new term.
Yeah, if I decide to have a new or decide to have one, I probably would do that at least one more time before the fall gratitude season is over. Of course,
when does the fall gratitude end?
It shouldn't end.
Oh, okay.
Well, fall might, but gratitude is it transcends the seasons. It
fall into gratitude.
Fall into gratitude. Yeah.
Autumn season kombuchas is our new give it a shot. That was why I was also glad, selfishly, that we didn't do this as a podcast, because I was not excited about writing the title of the thing being GT Synergy Raw Kombucha Living in Gratitude Fall Edition. Yep. That's a lot.
It's a lot to write.
I was also worried about the amount of air you would have to expend to say that initially.
And there wasn't their website doesn't really go into detail about their products. It sends you the closest it was a link on where to get them. It doesn't really describe. It doesn't have like a rundown or a breakdown of the varieties or anything like that. So yeah, I mean their website is fine, but just not a lot of information.
Yeah, the
from
link
that perspective.
Yeah, the link that we have in chat ! Beverage. If you want to see what we're having, the link that I put is to it's actually like a Martin's Food, so like a food distributor. But they had a lot of really good information. Most of the stuff that actually is on the bottle has nutritional ingredients and all that other kind of stuff too that people always like to see. Especially with, I think the more like it's funny how the more health conscious you get, the more people want to read a giant label. Which makes sense because they kind of care what's on there and everything that's going into it. It's like if you're having like some sort of like insane like cheeseburger, you're probably like I don't want to know what's in it.
Right.
I did finally make a burger the other day though. Remember after we talked, I was like, man, I just feel like a really good burger. Just like wanted to deliver, and so I had to make one myself. But sometimes it's how you got to do it.
Sometimes you do. Oh, speaking of food, I saw Chef Neff the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yesterday, actually.
How's he doing?
Yeah, seemed like he's doing well. He was kind of.
Is he always in town?
Quickly. I don't. He's retired now, so
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't know. I'm guessing he probably sold. I think he's got maybe a daughter or something in Montana or something. So I mean, I think he travels.
Oh, okay.
But I know he is retired. So well,
When is he
I'm
inviting
sure he's
us over for
probably
dinner?
Yeah,
That'd be the best
he
dinner
actually
party.
did. He invited. He kind of invited us over to his birthday celebration. So
Oh, I remember that.
yeah, so
That would have been neat.
And-
Really, probably.
and delicious.
Oh my God. Yeah. God. It's one of the only times you actually like pay someone when you leave their house for their party. Like, and not just with a gift. You actually like hand them cash and a tip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting
He's like,
us.
what is this for? You're like, the bill?
For, yeah,
I'm assuming
for
it's got-
dinner.
the food can't be this good and not have a bill. Like, please. Oh, man.
For dinner.
Yeah, that's super, super amazing, nice guy. That was, like I said, sometimes you don't find as many of those as you think in the restaurant industry sometimes. Definitely
Genuine
super cool.
and still to this day. So
Yeah. Did your fantasy team win last week?
No.
Okay. What are you at
I
now?
wasn't. I'm 2-1.
Okay. We are also 2-1.
That was I
Do
think
you
I'm-
play with divisions or does it just record?
just record and then scoring? I think I'm still in first place because I have the most points.
Oh yeah. So what does it go by? Record, then score, then
yeah, record then
head to head. I guess
points.
maybe after that or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it would come down to after that. If you had the exact points, I don't know.
Can I
would
go
think
off on
we'd have to go
I need to go
halftime.
off on a fantasy football rant here for a second.
Okay.
So we're 2-1. Unfortunately, the league we play in has divisions.
Which is just weird, anyways.
Like it's weird how many things are like, well, that's how it is in football, but then it's like other things are like, well, why did you do it this way? I don't know. It's like, well, that's not how it would be in football if you're so concerned about how it would be in football. Chef Neff, good you saw him at Good Memories.
Yes.
Always good memories. Was it just in the checkout line too, or did you get to talk to him?
No,
for a
he
little
was
bit?
he was asking where our bread section was. So 'cause we've moved things around.
Oh,
Since
I was
going
going to say, like, you've been here. Like, you're super rude.
It moved.
To him,
No,
and
no.
you just walk away.
yeah.
Um,
Find yourself.
so anyway, there's 3 divisions.
3.
Yeah, because there's 12 teams. So there's 3 divisions of 4. So you have 3 division winners, and then you have 1 wild card. So basically, the wild card, you have to not only have a good record, but you better have a lot of points, because that's kind of like what it comes down to. And so, like, we're tied in our division, but the other person already has 100 points more than we do, because we basically scored good enough to win a couple games, but like I said, not near enough. And then you look at the other divisions, and it's like they're all out of whack. But so here's what's silly is, so after division, then it comes down to, like, so say if you're going for a wild card spot, or even if you're going for a division spot, then it does go to like how you did in your division. Well, right now, the way it's going to go, like, we're only going to play because of how the scheduling is by Yahoo or whatever else. There are some teams in our division we're only going to play once. We're not even going to play them twice. And it's just like, and that happened last year too. Like, it should be like you play your division through twice and then play 4 other teams, or mix that up or something. And yeah, last time when we had looked at it, I already looked ahead, and it's going to happen again, where I think the person who is the lead in our division, we don't even get to play it. Like, we play them once, and we haven't even played them yet. We've already been playing people like out of our. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, it should just be. You have this many teams, and whoever's the top 4 or 6 or whatever you decide.
Yeah, something.
Yep.
Yeah, just based on record and then points and then whatever. Yeah, it's just I don't know. We did already, though, on a good note, on a happy note, we already won the Pick'em pool.
Oh, did you win?
We ended up winning. Yeah, we won it basically. Look, as that first week, 8 teams got knocked out, and then the next week it was already down to just us and one other person. And then that week we picked, I think, the same game, and they picked really late too, which was weird because you weren't supposed to be able to do that. So that got fishy. And then thankfully this week we picked the Eagles, and then they actually wound up not picking.
Oh,
Like they forgot or something happened or whatever. So then also, yeah, we saw the thing that said, "You've won." Then like, so we won that.
how
So,
much?
I think it's like $60.
$60. Good.
Yeah, I was saying to Joe, or I actually hadn't said. I was gonna tell him. I was like, yeah, we should just put a bet on something for that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Like, just do that for something fun.
Yeah.
If you want it done right, you got to do it yourself. Damn you! Don't make me a league owner again.
Oh, that's true.
That's been a while. It's been a while.
That's been a while.
Oh man. But yeah, like I said, that I thought would be kind of fun, or half of it or something. Like, we should do that, like do 2 $30 bets or something like that. Do something fun to see if get anything else out of it. And if not, it's like whatever. All right. So we have decided that we're going to go with the porter as our next beverage. I think that was what you were saying.
I think that's probably good. Yeah.
That's fine with me.
I don't know if I said that, but
pretty sure you
I
did.
may have been thinking it so hard and intently.
I believe I
But
had a
it-
text from
it-
you that said, do this, and then do this.
And do that.
And that
Okay.
was, I think, the order.
I don't know if that was the order I suggested them in, but that sounds
All
good.
right. Now I'm going to have to look.
No, I don't know
'cause-
if I said that may have been the order I texted them, but I don't know if that was, I was texting it thinking this is how we should drink them.
Why don't we open with the kombucha, then porter, then mixed drink?
Oh, that does sound that way. Good.
Oh, wait. Joe texted me that.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he know?
No, that
so
sounds
yes.
good. You're right.
So we'll be moving on to a Trader Joe's coffee, peanut butter cup, porter.
Porter. Yeah.
I'm assuming this is desserty.
Yeah.
This
I
is
would
made
assume,
actually by Campanology Brewing,
which is, I think, that same Wisconsin brewery that makes
that does kind of
all
like
the
your
other
dessert stout thing.
well, that stuff, yes.
Oh,
But then, and the barley wine. Remember we had that barley wine?
oh yeah.
The clapping cranger or the clanging crapper or the
Yeah,
clanging,
it was something
clapper.
about like ringing a bell.
The
wasn't
clanging
that what it was?
clapper, I think.
Oh, because it was ringing the bell at Trader
Yeah.
Joe's, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They made that. I think they also, I think it's also like it's somehow tied into, the one who makes all the simpler times and all that stuff for us, I believe.
Okay.
But Campanology just sounds, because Campanology is like the study of bell ringing or something like that. It actually is a word.
That sounds like we probably looked this up last time too. The art or practice of bell ringing.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be bellanology?
Bell, I don't know. Maybe because
That should be putting up a tent. The study of putting up a tent. How to the study
camping,
of,
that's campingology.
the study of pitching a tent.
Wait.
Wait. There it is.
Campingology.
Campingology. That is interesting.
Okay.
I did not think that would be bell ring. But anyway, 9% ABV. This should be interesting at the very least. I'm pretty excited because
Let's hope those flavors are there.
Well, because I mentioned it to you a bunch last year too, because it was like Trader Joe's supposed to be having like all these kind of new dessert
Right.
beers. Like I said, like the cookie butter one, which I liked. Like I think that one's pretty fun. Like I think that was kind of like
We're down to 3 cases, so if you want one, let me know.
I still have one from last year.
Okay.
Because I bought those.
Actually,
too.
that's 2 years ago.
Is that 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, I don't think I bought any. I don't think I bought you any last year, but
Okay.
yeah, we tried that 2 years ago, and it's in a can now, so. But we had 15 cases, and we're down to like 3, so sold pretty quickly.
If you want to double check on which one of us is correct, you could just go to YouTube right now. You could search for it because it's probably up there, probably in an archive for sure. One of our archive podcasts at least.
The podcast? Oh.
Well, the cookie butter one, we totally
I think
put that
we
up.
did, yeah.
That we totally did a
Yeah.
podcast on. So you could search for that, see who's accurate. And while you're there, if you haven't yet, subscribe button you could hit. We're moving on up there. Let's try and get hit some goals.
Getting close to that next magic milestone.
It's getting there. It's
Okay.
it's getting frightening. It's getting frightening. It's getting close. But yeah,
It's getting
let's go
kinda
grab.
hectic.
It's getting hectic. We're gonna look at a football score. We're gonna go grab that beer, and then we will be right back. And we will knock out a podcast. See you in a minute. I don't always like have things like absolutely completely perfected, but the song we're playing like literally right now is called Caffeine Dream. So, and we're having a coffee beer. So boom,
Good.
boom to that. Mitch, thank you for the quick
way-
look up right there. Yeah, if anybody wants to watch that video, there you go. It is right there as we speak. Studio. Good evening to you. How are you? How is everybody doing this evening? Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We are enjoying some tasty beverages and lots of other things right now. Why is this now? Is that being weird? There we go. And we're going to move on to do the first podcast of the evening. That's a very interesting graphic on here too. What is this beard? Who threw this together? Like, this is just so random.
That's kind of how those things are.
Is that right?
Those, well, with the Campanology stuff, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, why is that dog on there? Well, there's a little old-fashioned coffee grinder on there.
I saw
We know
that. And then
That makes
obviously
sense.
there's
the bell.
the bell with a
yes.
seahorse in it. Are there seahorses? Are your bells made of seahorses?
No,
Okay, why is there one in there then?
is that a seahorse?
Well, it's a seahorse ass right there. A sass, as we call it in the business.
Huh. Kind of look like
It doesn't kind of look like it is. It's not.
that. Well, I don't know. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see. Take your word on it. There's something that's hanging out from there, but I didn't realize it was
What does that mean? Back end of horse.
seahorse ass.
Seahorse ass.
Do
Kick his ass,
seahorses-
seahorse ass.
Do seahorses have ass?
Do androids dream of electric sleep and do seahorses have asses? The hitting questions we answer here at About Beverages when we
Shiny
do our
forehead.
podcast. It's hold me close, young shiny forehead. Oh man, did you see the clip I put up today of our previous show?
No, I saw the headline, vegan wine.
Vegan wine. It was the vegan
Okay.
wine clip.
Okay.
Yeah. So thankfully, the big things are being solved here as we speak. What is actually vegan wine? And it was funny. I was worried when I put it up that people were just going to come out of the woodworks and like, oh my God, how dare you besmirch vegan culture? I was like, it's a joke. We talked about what it actually was. And that's what I even put. If you watch the podcast,
Right.
we talk about what it really is.
Right.
But no, thankfully people seem to get the humor of that. And because then someone said no harm came to the insects that were feasting on the grapes. And I was like, okay, thank God the commenters so far are okay with.
Oh, is that on TikTok?
Yeah,
Or-
I was on
okay.
that one's on. It's About Beverages everywhere. We're
Everywhere.
We are practically worldwide.
Everywhere. Okay.
Practically worldwide.
Although I did, when I signed up for Prime, I went to the Amazon Music, and yes, they do give you access to 2 million songs. But if you want access to 90 million songs, it's an
Yeah.
extra $9 a month. And a podcast, we are not on Amazon Podcasts.
Yeah, I got a thing from them
Oh, no.
literally just the other day that said that. I was like, well, once our website is fixed where I can give a proper link again, then I'm going to set
Okay.
that up. Because I got something that's like, you should have your podcast on. So
We should.
we can add that to that feed.
Sure.
Like I said, and annoy people through their listening devices as well. Their random devices throughout their homes.
Your Amazon Prime subscription gets you About Beverages.
Oh my God. And do you know what your Amazon Prime subscription also gets you? It gets you Twitch Prime. It gets you a little Prime sub.
It
that you could
does,
use.
and we're going to be using that.
Yeah.
That factored into our decision, actually. So
Amazon
We'll use
Prime
that.
sub could be literally sitting there burning a hole in your pocket right now as you speak. If it is linked to your Twitch account, you could literally give it to us right now, or at least somebody. It should be used. Don't let it go sitting in your pocket. It could go to someone like Mitch, who's here in chat. Anybody who has a channel, give it to them. Give it to somebody.
use it.
That's right.
Or
Wouldn't
lose it.
you like to help someone like me?
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to help a kid like me?
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to do a podcast. We think this is going to be a podcast. We don't know. Keith all of a sudden pumped the brakes on this a little bit. He's like, I don't know if it's good enough for a podcast.
I don't know. It should be entertaining at least.
We are
So,
going to pretend
not
like it's
pumpkin.
going to be a podcast. That's
so
true.
I don't. When we're in September and October, if it's not pumpkin, it can't be a podcast. Or if it's not bourbon, I get no. I'm just kidding.
That's true.
Seems that way, but now we're getting into it's a little bit of a darker, more desserty flavor. So this, hopefully will work for the fall. So
I hope so too. The fall desserts.
the fall desserts.
The
yes.
fall desserts. There are some combinations that just like go great together. Like, you think about peanut butter and jelly,
Yeah,
peanut butter and chocolate, peanut butter and coffee.
they all involve peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, okay,
Peanut butter and coffee?
not always.
Peanut butter cup and coffee?
Well, I maybe would like to have a peanut butter cup and a cup of coffee.
Beer? Porter?
Well, now you've gone too far. Maybe. I don't know. Have you?
We're going to find out if we have gone too far. We've got something very interesting for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Campanology Brewing Coffee Peanut Butter Cup Porter. This is comes from Trader Joe's. The Campanology Brewing, I think, is a subsidiary or somehow tied into another brewery that does a lot of stuff for Trader Joe's. But this is something that we get in usually about this time, September-ish, for the last year or two. And it finally, curiosity got the best of me, and I bought one. And we are trying it today.
ABV, did you mention 9%?
I did not mention that.
And price.
$3.99.
Okay, that is kind of like the going price for most of those, right? Like
Yeah.
we did someone was kind enough as we were here during our live show on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, looked up on our YouTube channel because we did the cookie butter, speculoos cookie butter one a couple years ago. And that one was also in that price range?
That
or
was
that one more?
actually, well, I think it was about the same. So this year, that is a 16-ounce can, and it's $3.75, and it's actually not made by the same brewery. That one is made by, it's called like Hardywood.
Oh, I
or
thought that one.
something
Oh,
out
it's
of-
not Campanology. My bad.
That
I
was
thought-
not Campanology. It's Hardy.
It tasted like it.
out
but it's
of
funny.
I think they're somewhere back on the East Coast.
Okay.
Hardywood. It's kind of weird that I'm saying that, but
More
Hardy
than you
is
keep
the
saying
first
is actually what sounds
two
weird.
syllables in their brewery. So you can look that up and find them because they do other things as well.
Let us know in the comments down below what we're missing out on there. Yeah, no, this sounds very interesting. As you can see from the graphic, well, you can't quite see from the side. There's like a dog over here. He's got a peanut on his nose. There's a bell with a seahorse on the side. There's a lot of things cobbled together.
Old-fashioned coffee grinder.
Someone did some sort of Mad Libs of graphics on this thing. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not 100%
First thing that came
sure.
into their mind.
It's exactly.
And wound up
All
on
right, I need a mammal that you have in your house. Like, I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, I don't have a lot of porters, honestly. I'm not against them. I just don't usually have a lot of porters. My last experience, I think, with a porter might have been the Great Port Brewing episode of 1909. The Port Brewing bacon and eggs that disappointed me to no end.
That's okay.
The bacon and eggs
right.
porter.
But you didn't revisit that.
I did not. I was depressed because there was no smokiness of the bacon, which I thought. I didn't think it would taste like egg.
Yeah.
Shut up, chat. I didn't think it would taste like egg. It's fine.
That's good. And who else? Modern Times used to do a good porter like the Stars and Stripes or something with stars or something like that.
That's true.
So,
that one was a pretty good one.
So
that was pretty good.
Anyway,
all right.
There's just not a lot of them out there. I don't think anymore.
Darker than I would normally think too.
Yeah.
Actually, and the foam's hanging out there pretty well too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
To the aroma.
Yep.
I had to get to the aroma just so I could literally thank Berserker for the 25 months. I feel absolutely awful. The sub alert thing is off because we're recording a podcast. I feel like a horrible person. Holy moly, 25 months flies when you're spending them with the Beverage Bros. Berserker, you are too kind. Quickly. You are too kind. Thank you very much for your 25-month resub. Norm!
Oh, what's
up, Mr. Peterson?
That's more important. What's going in, Mr. Peterson?
There we go.
Something like that. I don't know.
There you go. That's the best we got.
It's going down, Mr. Peterson. My cheeks on that bar stool. That's one of them.
What's up, Mr. Peterson? My nipples. It's freezing outside.
Freezing outside. Yeah.
You got a triple there. We just did a bunch of Norm quotes. Berserker, thank you very much. We were actually just talking the other day. Berserker came in chat, and he has a TikTok, and I saw one of his TikToks, and his is more focused on the grappling stuff that he does.
Oh, right.
There was a move that like literally about like blew my, like he did this like like grappling with this guy, and all of a sudden he like did, it was like a windmill like kick over him and flip the guy. It was insane. I was like, oh my god. So I'm glad he's my friend.
That's right.
I was like, don't meet this man in a dark alley. I was like, just keep him. Here's some bourbon and just let's play some games together.
We're good, right?
Okay. We're good, right? We are doing very well, having a really good time. We've done a few different things so far. I don't know why I should put that button on those so I don't have to go all the way back.
I like that. Did you read the studio random story there? True random story.
Oh, no, I didn't. Grandfather's last name was Porter. Married my grandmother whose maiden name was Stout. Is that? You said it's true.
If she hyphened, she could be Stout Porter.
That is great. That is a great true story right there. Random true story. Grandfather's last name, maiden name was Stout. Oh, so did she take your grandfather's last name? Did she downgrade from Stout to Porter?
Oh, yeah, she could have. Yeah.
Or did he change it to Stout? Which way did that go? 100% truth. That's nuts. Hand over the bourbon and nobody gets cartwheeled. I'll show you this TikTok at our next break. It was absolutely like it was a little bit from a distance. Like I wish it had been a little closer, but it's insane. Thank you so much for my gift sub. Also, hi Bevy and cute Bevy. Wow, we don't even have to know. Let's just who they talking. We don't have to know who Ellie's talking about. Ellie, it's good to see you here.
She became a porter.
She became a porter. Okay.
Right.
Porter was actually a job title, wasn't it?
It was. That's how the category of beer got started, actually. Sort of a more working class style back like in England in the 1700s, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. I did know at one time, but some information's just gone. But yeah, it was named after that.
Disloyal pick 4. Hello, how are you? All right, you ready for aroma talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe not?
Yeah.
You want to think about it?
I am. No, it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Just okay? I think it smells delicious. That smells awesome. It doesn't smell like anything like what it says on the bottle. It smells like maple and waffle cone and like there's like that. Yeah, there's like it's like a waffle cone. There's some butter, like a butter waffle with maple syrup and like and like a Belgian waffle too, because it's more of like that kind of like brown sugar.
Did I get
like,
mine out of the same bottle as yours?
I swear.
No, I'm just
Do you
kidding.
want to smell
No,
just
that's
in
fine.
case? I was like, yeah, no, that's what I'm getting. Like, is that. I'm not getting, and I'm sure peanuts kind of mixed into there a little bit. I'm not really getting much coffee at all.
See, that's what I'm getting the peanuts part, but I also think I'm getting, I thought I was smelling like older coffee, but that could just be the way everything is kind of coming together, and it's
Yeah, I'm getting like
making me think of that. But yeah, I definitely get the peanut part and some of the chocolate.
yeah, a little bit of chocolate in there too, But no,
And you're right. There is a higher. I was so focused on that other stuff, but you're right. There is a higher, sweeter note in there that is vanilla nutty like that.
Yeah, it's like just it's literally making me want like a thick Belgian, like that kind of crispier where it's kind of nice but then soft and chewy on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to taste as near as good.
Probably
as
nowhere to go but down.
This would be an amazing candle if Trader Joe's is listening, or Campanology if they make candles as well. Like if that's right next to the brew station. I don't know. Yes, this would make an amazing candle that I would buy immediately. Bed Bath & Beyond, if you're listening, this is what you should be.
Just put a wick in this and
a John Wick.
and put it on.
Sometimes I just put a Keanu Reeves in this, and we'll just go from there. John Wick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the taste. Damn the patriarchy. It even took their grandma's stout. Because in theory, really, it should have gone the other way. Stout should have overtaken porter. I'm just going to say, but man, the times that it was studio, that is absolutely amazing. Damn the patriarchy. That's amazing. Oh God, what a great fact. Thank you for coming in with that, studio.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. Oh my God. It's funny, all those things that just get get used to in society, and then also like, well, why do we have to do it that way? Don't know.
Yeah. That's the way we've always done it is not a good reason.
Yeah. That's I heard that.
That's from I'm sure from other things as well, but it's from a Parks and Rec. The one with Patton Oswalt, that episode with T, where they throw Ted in the lake.
Yeah,
because that's the way it looks.
That's a good one.
And she said, "Well, that's the way we've always done it." And he's like, "That's the way we've always done it is not a good I remember stuff like that at Arbuckle.
That's that's where I heard that usually
well,
the most.
Done it that way,
right?
Well, that's not right.
Yeah, that doesn't mean we shouldn't change or look at it. Yeah, and that's definitely
let's revisit.
That's definitely something I learned from there. Like I said, always to look at those things. Don't keep doing something because that's how you've done it.
Yep.
Like I said, look for either a better way, or is that actually the best way?
It could be.
That can be the answer.
A time-tested best way.
Currently playing The Quarry, which is a kind of scary game. I've jumped out of my chair. I actually want to play that, and I have considered doing that for like October, doing like a playthrough of that on stream. So don't spoil anything. But yeah, I think that would be kind of fun. I think that would be kind of neat. Are you questioning the infallible structuring of society? Exactly. I am, sir. I am, good sir. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Hello, St. Louis. I don't know.
I think they should make it a stout.
Yeah.
But other than that, I like it. The way all those flavors come together still. They're not as pronounced.
Yeah.
And I think it goes more toward vanilla nut than those other things. Yeah. But those other things kind of do provide like a foundation. And those higher notes come out, like I said, to me in more that direction, but still a pretty tasty beer.
I think it's honestly not that bad. Yes. The aroma was the high point.
Right.
That was not quite mimicked in the beer itself. Right. It's a little, there's kind of an off flavor to me a little bit in the middle of my tongue. I can't quite describe it. And that could just be because there's a lot of flavor going on, and then it's only I shouldn't say only. For me, since it's a porter, it's not helping to bring all that together maybe as luxuriously as it could. Yeah. If it was a stout, or if there was just some other darker notes to bring that to the table. But the sweetness is still nice in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of that vanilla nut. I'm barely getting any coffee, so coffee should not be labeled as the first thing. And even the peanut is mixed in there, and I think in a good way. Like it's not overly peanut buttery. It's probably just they use peanut butter dust, I think is what it said actually on there, which I'm not sure like if they use like a few lines or how that works with the peanut butter dust. But like I said, they it blends together nicely. I don't think the label description is exactly what
I agree.
I taste, but I'm actually enjoying it. And this is probably about the portion that I want. Like, I wouldn't want to drink that whole thing.
Right.
You know, it's not one of those because it is a little on the sweeter side, which I do enjoy. But yeah, I like it. It's better than I thought it was going to be, but in a way I was not expecting.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. For $4, and I do wish it was a stout or had more body, because especially when you start getting into those higher alcohols, that's what I want from that drinking experience.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, because it's kind of thin just on the tongue, and and even though the body's a little thin, there's also not a lot of viscosity to it too. So it's not even feeling like there's a coating.
Right.
So
there is a little something sharp on the middle back of my tongue. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but that's what I get. It's kind of like, there's still kind of laying there. It's like, that's not super.
And I'm not sure what that is. Like, it's not quite chemical. Like, there's just a little something that's kind of there. And the other thing too about with the porter too, usually when I think of porters, usually they're a little on the drier side. Usually they're not this profile, and then into a porter to me is also a little bit of a kind of a fork in the road.
Make it
as
a
well.
stout.
Yeah, like I said, make it a stout. But I think people definitely might find this enjoyable if you normally maybe don't like beer all the time or something like that. So this is on the sweeter side. Maybe this would work for a lot of people. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth. I'm glad we tried it.
Yeah, I am too,
especially at that
actually.
price. Yeah. It's not too painful. And at an even cheaper price that is even less painful is not only our website, AboutBeverages.com, but also is our YouTube page, where you can find all the videos that we've ever done. You can find archives of our complete shows that we do most Thursday. Some Thursday evenings? What are we using now?
Most
Thursday evenings at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. You can find those archives, like I said, again on YouTube. We come together, talk about beverages as we always do. And you can find all of that there. If you only want audio versions of all the stuff and things when it comes to podcasts, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, all of those places it can be found. If you are using a favorite podcast app and you want to search for About Beverages, you'll probably find us there, more than likely. There's probably some that don't, but
that's true.
You probably don't want to use them anymore anyway. Like, if you search for us and we're not there, probably discontinue that service if you're paying for it, and you probably should just find another one. That's truly the thing. And while you're doing that searching, some other stuff is going to come up. You're going to be like, oh my God, About Beverages. What are all these other places that you are at too? And
these look like pillars.
Kind of.
These are the pillars of social media, at least for us.
At least for us.
Which are TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is what we use most often to keep you up to date on what's going on at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do, as we said, most Thursday evenings, often on Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific.
Over 51% of the time.
Yes.
We will be there on a Thursday evening.
Also, throughout the week, Andrew lets you know what he is doing in the gaming world and what beverages he is having by his side as he's doing those, or in his glass, or whatever, all of those things. So for the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.
And that is a podcast. Thank you guys all for that. Complex notes of fruit, floral, and nut in my butt. What? Oh my gosh. I don't think we said that. No, we could have. I'm sure there have been some things where we thought, this tastes like ass. Surely a bunch of malnourished, superstitious maniacs had our best interests in mind, and certainly not just their own gain in their very violently short lifespan. Of course. Come on. You just have to put our faith in those people that just do less than us.
Syrupy. A little, like that little syrup vanilla nut kind of thing going on.
I still like the aroma. Like that's like one of those things, like, and there's even some whiskeys and bourbons like that too, where I'm like, not that I don't like the taste, but I'm like, oh man, it smells so good. Like, I'll literally just like I will sniff a bourbon for a good 30 minutes.
It's so weird that you picked up on that.
I'm canceling my Netflix as we speak for that very reason.
Oh, we're not on Netflix.
A platform using uninstall. Well, don't do that. I said podcasting platform. I don't know if I think of them as a podcasting platform. He's like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. Let me fix it.
Not that good.
Canceling Hulu, HBO Max. Too late, I did it, Bevy. You can't stop me.
Oh my God.
Maybe all the bodies at the bottom. You don't know. Some people carry their body in different spots.
That beer's all about that base.
Beer is all about that bass. I cannot stop when it's been started unless it's closing the gate for your poor dog. Gonna chew, berserker. Did you want some more?
No, I'm good. I like it. I'm surprised that I actually do like it. I don't know because of it's just missing a few of those things I wish it had. So I probably wouldn't buy it again for myself personally. But I also would not say, I would not be disparaged. Actually, I'm usually not when people ask about certain things. Well, unless that's the pumpkin beer we had last week.
The pumpkin,
man. But I think there is some value to that. I just, from my personal drinking experience, would want it to have more body and more of the roasty malt going on in there to bump up those other flavors.
I carry all my body at the bottom. That's why I can flip so well. That makes sense. That makes sense because just once you get that motion of the ocean going, then it's like you're just right over the top. They usually hide the body at the bottom. That's true. That is very true. Where is the body when it comes to beer? At the bottom. The bottom of the glass? No, sir, that's not correct. No. I was watching About Beverages. They said it was at the bottom.
That's where it all was, at the bottom of the kombucha.
That's true. Yeah.
All the sedimentary goodness.
It's got a 3.86 rating on Untapped. That's not too bad.
Is that okay? Is that good?
Cuvée with the cookie butter beer, a bit of roast definitely improves the latter, but way too sweet. They actually combined the cookie butter can and this together.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So that's from this year because, somebody, okay.
Yeah, this is from just 20 hours ago.
Okay.
All but 20 hours ago.
Yeah, it actually says on the top of that can.
Coffee and chocolate are strong, not too much peanut butter. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I thought it said who the brewery actually was. I thought it actually had it on the can, but it doesn't.
Don't see it.
Yeah, no.
Would you say the coffee is strong?
I don't think so. I think, well, like I said, initially, until you sort of made me think about it in a different way, I was thinking it was more stale coffee. Or older coffee. Stale is a strong word. Just not that fresh roasted coffee flavor I would have liked.
Not a huge fan of peanut butter, but damn it if this isn't delicious. There you go.
I don't think it's over. I mean, it's got the peanut in there, but I don't think it's overly so.
No, and like I said, to me, that peanut blends into a little bit of roasting, and that's like kind of where I was getting that waffle, kind of like that baked kind of, like I said, sweet kind of, cookie or dough or kind of thing. Like I said, that's where I got those kind of putting together. Flavor's all right, but it had this artificial flavoring aftertaste that always drags the score down from it. Yeah, that's what we're getting to. Yeah, I think we definitely got a little aftertaste in there too. Would agree. I don't know why this keep me signed in sometimes. Rate stuff on Untapped sometimes with my phone on. I feel we haven't rated anything in a while. I haven't had like a lot of new beers lately, so I haven't been rating things. I feel bad.
I think I talked about the ones that I had last week. I actually went back to Tap and Bottle and revisited those. The 988, the IPA, that Sonic Minds one, and Fitz happened to be there too. So he.
Oh, no way.
So yeah, cause he got off work just a little bit before I did, and so we both walked in there together, and so he grabbed one of each of the things, and then Wednesday he's like, great call, great recommendations on those. I was like,
which one did you suggest?
The Dragoon, the 988 American IPA.
Oh, okay. I've not had that one.
988, the new suicide hotline number. It's like it raises awareness for that. The one from the other one, the Ice Cult from Pueblo Vita, EISKLT. It's like a seasonal Oktoberfesty kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
That was good. That was one of the ones I'd recommended to him. The Sonic Minds, the Wild Ales, the Mind Painting one. I think I told the one that listener, friend of the show, Todd, had recommended.
Oh, okay.
That was good. He tried that one as well. But yeah, there were a few. I tried the Wildernesses Oktoberfest, and it was a little on the thin side. Just didn't have as much as I want in a beer like that. But Things are happening.
I'm just rating the.
Oh, you're doing okay.
I was going to do it on the computer, but I had to log in, and like I always said, then have to for some reason.
Actually, you'll see those on. I didn't write reviews for them, but I did put them on our Untapped, so they would be in our timeline. That gets pushed to Twitter, right?
Did you actually just like?
I just checked in with them.
Did you check it and give it a score?
I think I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. At least give things a score.
I did. I gave it a score.
Because then if we look back, we're like, I have this. What was it? Dog?
Yeah, no, I gave it a score.
Okay.
I gave it a score.
You could at least put generic tasting notes. Like, just don't be just like
tastes like IPA.
Well, no, you can put like you could put piney this that like you could put like forward like no one's gonna really comment on that. Like, because then whatever you put, people are like, well, did he like it or you not? Like, as long as you don't.
He had it.
As long as you don't get sassy like you did that one time.
I just want people to know I had it. And me to know I had it.
Peeper comes more of like a vanilla nut maple thing.
Yeah.
Belgian waffle.
Now I want some breakfast.
What would you rate this out of 5?
Oh, so 1 means, what would 1 mean? I wouldn't buy that again.
1 means I practically spit it out and poured it down the drain.
2 means
2 would mean like, oh, this is kind of off. Like, I'm not sure. Like, you probably like drank some of it.
3.5.
Is that what you're guessing at? Or are you asking if the next rating is?
That's what I'm saying. 3.5.
Yeah, I would say like a 3 or 3.5. I don't know if I would buy this one again. Yeah. So like, I think anything like 3.5 and above, like I might buy again. I don't know if I'd buy this one. So then I'd probably call it a 3 was what I was going to say.
That's fine.
Okay, we're in the same ballpark. Just want to make sure. It's funny too because you can actually go through and if you sorry,
yes, we are still talking about the porter.
Yeah, we're still talking about the porter. Sorry, I got distracted by Thursday Night Football. Do you have anybody playing tonight, Mitch? Are you in fantasy football? I always forget. Mitch actually commented on our YouTube video today that we did about the pumpkin.
Okay.
And it was funny. The 2 beers that he mentioned that are his favorite pumpkin beers are 2 of our favorite pumpkin beers, the Shipyard and the Pugly Smash Pumpkin. Nice. Both of those. So that was super cool.
Oh.
From Denmark. Snoop Morty. Okay. Hello from Denmark. Hello. How are you? Hello from the U.S. Yeah, like overall, short Cliff Note version. I have Higgins and Chase playing it. I have Jamar Chase and and Joe Burrow playing tonight. Higgins. Sounds like a good like 1950s name.
Oh
no, really?
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, he practically looked like he had a neck injury last week, and shouldn't have kept playing.
Yeah,
that was what was nuts. Vibing, how are you guys? Doing good. We're vibing as well. How was the kombucha tonight, y'all? I love me some good booch. Keith, how was the kombucha?
Well, I've had it before. I liked it. It's got a lot of different flavors going on, but overall they kind of are cohesive and portray embody the fall gratitude flavor. Well, I don't know what that means.
All right, for the real description, how do you feel about sweet pickles? You can get it at Trader Joe's, but I'm sure you can find it other places.
It's not Trader Joe's specific for sure.
Not a Trader Joe's exclusive.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad to hear those are 2 of your favorites. Let me know. I made a good job. Yeah, you did. Those are 2 of our favorites as well. Like I said, especially the Pugsley Smash Pumpkin, which I mentioned to you. That's been one of our favorites for a while. I need to get another can of that this year or 2, because that is always one of my favorites that I like going to for sure. Like I try and beers especially. Like I definitely get into seasonal things when they come around. I like hitting that stuff.
So we're actually making this drink in here, or are we making it?
No, we'll make it out there.
Okay.
All right. I've got to juice a grapefruit. I actually had to make honey syrup today. I brought grapefruits. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I made honey syrup. So we got honey syrup. We've got bourbon. We've got grapefruit. It is honey syrup. Honey syrup. That's right. It used to be grapefruit. Not a huge on pickles, but my wife definitely is. So that is what to me, I couldn't figure it out. And then, that to me, so it's not dill pickle. It's literally like sweet pickle. Like the sound of that cocktail already. I have not had this before. I have been saving a bunch of cocktail recipes on TikTok. There are a couple wonderful people that I follow in there. There's an Educated Barfly. He's great. And he does like basically a cocktail or two every day. Like I said, I don't know how he makes it through a show. No, I'm just kidding. But he does, like I said, his are really good explanations. There's another one that's like Not Just a Bartender, which is the link I sent to you. He's really good and fun. He reviews other people's drinks and stuff too. And then he actually works for companies creating their seasonal menus of drinks and things like that. But yeah, it sounded really good. I was going through there was a couple other ones that interested me today. There was one that tied into Destiny called The Last Word, but it used two ingredients that, like, when I looked at both of them, one of them was like $40 and one was $50. And then it was like other things I had. And I was like, well, I don't want to spend $100 for a drink I'm not sure if I'm going to like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a little frustrating. I think I follow Not Just a Bartender. Yeah, like the really kind of, he's pale, like blonde, kind of spiky hair. He's great, Mitch. Like you said, yeah, if you don't follow him, definitely recommend. I think the other one's called Educated Barfly. He's got like a really nice setup. He's always got like an apron on, kind of like brown wavy hair. And he's like, he kind of does like what I would think you would do if you did a cocktail thing, because he gives a little like history of the drink, like where he'll kind of, or like, an Imbibe magazine kind of thing. But something it's not just like, here's the drink, I'm making it. Like he does like, it's this cocktail, it's similar to this one that was made in the 1800s by this, that, and the other, but like just enough where it's not like you're like, oh, just get to making the drink.
Right.
Like it's the perfect amount. Right. But yeah, I would definitely check those out for sure. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever had one of these, and I figured for Bourbon Heritage Month, we would make another one of these. So I've got, we're going to use the Kirkland Signature Bourbon, because that one's a nice 100 proof, which is what I was thinking of. Like I almost was going to use,
he used Four Roses, I think.
Yeah, he had Four Roses.
Yeah.
I was almost going to use a rye, and then I was like, no, it's bourbon here. I'll stick with the theme of Bourbon Heritage Month. So I'll use that. And then, yeah, it's grapefruit juice and then honey syrup, which is basically just simple syrup, but with honey. Okay. And you do the same thing. It's a 50-50 that you just, whatever amount you want to make. And you can pre-make that and you just put it in the fridge, lasts for a month. Which is always a good thing to do. Grab the old-fashioned 750 ml bottle for the $25. It was actually pretty damn decent. You were talking about that the other day. I remember that. I'm glad you like it. Also, you guys should try the the pre-made cocktail. Oh, that's right. You were okay. That's right. The pre-made cocktail thing. I remember you talking about that. I do remember that now. You're hoping for some Swedish chef style action. Do they even do? Is there any Muppet stuff around anymore? Is the Swedish chef even around?
I don't know.
Or the chickens finally took him down.
Yeah, in reruns.
Chickens finally pecked him to death. But yeah, no, actually that has been there. That definitely has been kind of a thing lately, where all the pre-mixed cocktail stuff, where it's like, I'm always a little nervous with that. We've had some luck with those. There are some more I'd like to try.
We had the old fashioned. We talked about doing it, but then we didn't want to commit because I knew I wasn't going to drink it at my house.
Oh, that's right.
You
that
already
was,
had.
Yeah, that was in that same.
Yeah.
So what was that, a Trader Joe's one specifically? Because he's talking about the Bullet. Like I guess Bullet makes some of these now.
I'm not sure who, what the ingredients or where they came from, but yeah, it was a Trader Joe's private label, old fashioned.
Also, the other very popular thing right now is the freezer door cocktail.
Freezer door cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's making a cocktail like, let's just say, a Manhattan.
Okay.
And you just want to always have a Manhattan around. You like a certain recipe. You just want to have it ready if you ever want to have some. You're having a dinner party, that kind of thing. So you basically buy a 750 ml bottle of the bourbon or whatever rye whiskey you're going to use. For the Manhattan specifically, you pour off like 4 ounces out of that bottle. Then you put all the other ingredients to make that amount of Manhattan, which is like 3.5 ounces of sweet vermouth, dashes of bitters, whatever else you'd put in there. Like I said, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Anyway, you put the other stuff in there, and then you shake it up, and you just keep it on your freezer door, and you've always got a Manhattan
ready to go.
You just pour it, and it's cold because it's not going to freeze because it's alcohol.
Right.
So then you just always pour from it. So yeah, that's been like the new thing where people are talking about how to make, and they call it a freezer door cocktail.
All right.
Usually I'm not a fan, but I was pleasantly surprised by that one, especially for the value. Yeah, if it tastes good, like I said, especially for those that are not super complex drinks, and most of that, like I said, especially if you're buying something that's Bullet branded, you're buying mostly about the bourbon or the whiskey. Like you're not too worried about the other ingredient. I mean, obviously you want quality ingredients, but those are not what 3/4 of the show is being brought to you by the whiskey. So as long as you like that. Just poured it over ice and was impressed. I think you throw an orange peel in and it's arguably better than most mediocre old fashions you can get at restaurants. Yeah, bad old fashioned can be bad. It can actually be quite bad. I actually had the other day, they called it a spaghetti western old fashioned. No, spaghetti western Manhattan.
So something Italian?
I think it was because it had amaretto in it. We went to that Italian restaurant it's over on McGee. the Bottega Michelangelo or whatever.
Oh yeah. No,
we drove
yeah,
I
so
hadn't eaten there in like forever. If I'd ever
we
eaten
ate there over the summer.
Oh, okay. It's great.
It was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the one thing that was negative against it, but it was really good. And then they had a drink on there. It was a spaghetti Western Manhattan, and they used whiskey Del Bach whiskey. They didn't say which one. And then it was sweet vermouth, and then they put in amaretto and then bitters in there. Like I said, just kind of mix it. And it was actually really good. And they used the Luxardo cherry, which is nice. You could definitely tell the whiskey Del Bach, the Dorado or one of those kind of coming through because there was kind of that like little smokier kind of mesquite. Like it was, but it was
that's
very
the Dorado then if it's that.
But
right?
they blended enough of the other sweetness with it because of the amaretto being like it balanced out nicely. It was actually really good. The only negative was, so the meal was excellent. We got some desserts to go. Came home. I think it was the next night we were having desserts. We each had a hair in our desserts.
Oh, that's a bonus. That's called,
only if it's pubes.
That's called floss.
Oh God, tiny floss if it's that.
Well, if it's pube, it's small. Yeah, that's. Not
they
good.
had us by the short and curlies.
No, unfortunately, that's not good.
Yeah, so that was a real bummer.
Yeah.
And then we had reserved it through open table, so then it was like, "How was your experience?" So I like
good, except for the hairs.
I rated very, and then it was in the comment. You could send them a private message as opposed to like posting something. So I did that. I was like, "Meal was great." This and that. I was like, "But," and I didn't hear anything back.
Okay.
I've always had at worst like okay old fashions, but I went out to a very nice restaurant a few months back with friends and got drinks at the bar while waiting to seat. Worst old fashioned I'd ever had. Oh my God. Yeah, it is unfortunate because that's them probably using like a well whiskey or something like that. That's just kind of really, because that's what in an old fashioned, that's what needs to come out. You need to have a really good whiskey or bourbon or whatever you choose to do in there. You've got to have something really good because that's a good 80% of that drink. You know, even in Manhattan, you could probably skimp a little the other way if you chose, but it still shows up if it's the other way. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got to go make a drink.
Got to make a drink.
And then we'll be back and we will have what is called the Brown Derby.
All right.
And this is not actually some sort of sickness of any kind. It is actually a drink. So
the Brown Derby.
The Brown Derby. So we will be right back. Making a drink completely from scratch takes a little longer than you'd think. I apologize for the length of that break, but thankfully it was not long enough that the free Spotify that I use started playing ads.
That's good, unless it was so long that it did and we missed it.
No, I heard it.
Oh, okay, good.
I heard it.
Okay, all right.
Missed a few comments. Sunshine, it's good to see you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting all the exclamation points. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a good day. Love your new hair color though too. It's okay. I'm looking forward to this. I am too. I am very much looking forward to this as well.
It's like I walked into a speakeasy here. Didn't have to go downstairs or hide in anywhere, but yeah. No.
I'm also hoping it's glorious. I hope it's glorious too.
I see blue.
It looks glorious.
He looks glorious.
Back to one comment that happened just as we were walking out of the room. Berserker saying that it was an expensive ass dinner too. Like the bill would have perturbed me a bit on its own, but that old fashioned really salted the wound. They squirted a little lemon juice on there and salted it down just a bit. That's unfortunate. But you had a really good drink though. Like, was it for your birthday when you went out to that winery and had like the steak and then like, didn't you have like some wine there and like a mixed drink too? And that was fantastic. That's the dinner I was like initially thinking of when you started that conversation. And then I saw it went downhill. So I knew it was not the same thing. But yeah, we've got a couple beverages. I'm not even going to bother to move. Well, unless I can, if I push them forward enough. There we go. Perfect. Okay. I can hide those that way.
Just out of camera view.
I don't want to move them again. We are going to do another podcast. We have not done a mixed drink in forever. We've got a couple little
and usually
things
it's
to talk.
followed us having the actual spirit itself.
That's true. The last time we did it was when I realized that I literally hate. Oh,
the Negroni.
Campari. Not Negroni. I like the other components, just not the
Boulevardier.
The Boulevardier is better. We found a great wine bistro in Santa Fe a couple weeks ago. Ooh. That always sounds...
It's just fun to say wine bistro.
That too. That was a different place. That was a fantastic dinner all around on my birthday. I'm getting the meat sweats just thinking about that dinner. You sent pictures of that in Discord. I don't know if you just DM'd me or you actually put that in like just the food section of Discord, but man, that looked amazing. Yeah. Keith, did you know that we're actually on TikTok?
I am aware of that. Yes. You've had some success there.
We have had some good.
you.
Well, the About Beverages channel has had
Right.
some wonderful success on
Driven
TikTok.
by you.
It has been all right. I've done it. It's all me.
Take the credit.
Thank you. It has gone very well, and we're very appreciative of everyone that follows us there. But we follow a lot of other creators there as well, from anyone in the gaming community to a lot of different people that are mixologists, bartenders, all that kind of stuff, because obviously we're always looking for ideas. I love people in that creative vein. And like I said, obviously we used to, we worked in coffee for over decades and decades. We worked in coffee combined. That's the way I like to do it, is the combined. And in being on TikTok and searching around there, I was like, man, I keep finding all these good drink recipes, searching through some. It's Bourbon Heritage Month.
True.
And I said, should we do a mixed drink?
And I said, sure.
And then I said, I know one of your favorite things is grapefruit.
I do like grapefruit. It's true.
And I was like,
It's true.
okay, we've got bourbon, we've got grapefruit. Let's see if we can find a mixed drink that puts it all together, and also someone on TikTok that showed me the drink. That is what we've got for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage we are about today actually is a mixed drink, combining all of these ingredients here. And when you combine those ingredients in certain ratios and proportions, you come up with a brown derby.
A brown derby, that is correct. It was from the TikTok of Not Just a Bartender, I believe is what his name is. We'll have the link down here at the bottom because I appreciate his content a ton. It's funny and interesting, and he does reviews of like other people's mixed drinks. Who knows? Maybe we'll put this up on TikTok and he'll review us, reviewing him, reviewing us, or something. I don't know how all that stuff works.
A lot of recursion going on there. Yes.
But yeah, it was like I said, it was great seeing that. It was ingredients that were simple to get, which was I was kind of looking for. Obviously,
Yeah.
I always have a lot of bourbons and whiskeys around, and this being Bourbon Heritage Month, that fit in nicely.
Right.
I saw it involve grapefruit, which is one of your favorite things.
Of
Like I
course.
said, whether it's a Paloma or some sort of something else,
Or just a grapefruit itself.
or just a grapefruit itself. That is always a thing. And then the other ingredient is, you can see I've got a little honey right here. We had to make a honey syrup, which a honey syrup is just like any other simple syrup that you would make, a blend of equal parts honey and water. And you just you put that over a low kind of medium heat, get that going, mix it together, let it cool. You can put it in your fridge for up to a month. You can store it. I like having simple syrups like that around. It's just a good sweetener. I use, like I said, sometimes I'll use different sugars like brown sugar and different things to make different, more heartier kind of simple syrups that way. Just kind of adds a little extra something to it besides just using pure just cane sugar. So anyway, those are some options. If you'd like to make this drink along as well, there is a link to a recipe. The recipe that we use, that I actually like the best because it used the most bourbon, that's why I chose his recipe, is 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of grapefruit juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of the honey syrup. So that is the ratio that we used. We did shake this over ice, and then we poured it into some delightful little martini glasses here.
Martini glass.
Yeah, we went with the martini glass because it made it look a little bit more full.
Ooh.
See that?
Disappears.
You've got disappears over here, now disappears up here. But yeah, so that is the ratio that we use. I have never had this drink before, but again, this is all things that I like, so I don't think anything can go wrong.
Yeah. Bourbon good, grapefruit good,
Yeah,
honey
exactly.
good.
Honey good. Like, yeah. You can also, when I started looking up honey syrup recipes, I know this is kind of a rabbit hole, but like anything else, like I even just mentioned with other using different sugars, different honeys are going to bring different flavors to the table. Like if you use something that has, anyway, any kind of different honey is going to bring a different. So if you use something that's not quite as, light, that's going to bring more lighter and fruitiness to it. If you use something that's, a darker honey or maybe a clover honey, like that's going to be a little heavier. Anyway.
Cute little bear honey, that's going to bring
Cute little bear honey. It's going to bring a little bit of Winnie the Pooh to it, I guess. I don't know exactly how that works. But that is exactly how that goes. So color of honey. I don't know. Do we want to go with that?
That looks like what the TikTok video you showed me was.
I thought it looked
right
similar to
there.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we did that. All right.
Yep.
Do the aroma?
Yeah.
Introvert, good to see you. As always, I appreciate it. It's been 2 months since I've had a drink, and I'm probably going to have lucid dreams about the drink from the birthday dinner tonight. I'm sorry I brought it up. I apologize. Brown Durfee, hopefully it isn't all similar to the brown noise that all those CIA agents were claiming that made them. Oh, geez. The brown noise can do that to you. That is very difficult. Thankfully, it is not. It is a brown derby.
Don't want to have a drink called the brown noise.
Here you go.
Oh, no.
That was on a South Park, too, wasn't
Yeah,
it? That's where I think I learned that from.
I originally. You really get to know. I know you're not recording now. When a glass is open like that and the vapors just have a lot more room to escape, it doesn't concentrate the things. So a little trickier.
That's why I just
Put it on the pulse points.
Yes.
I'll
Actually,
just sniff your neck.
Keith, what do you think of the featured beverage?
Yeah.
That's a picture we want on the internet.
It's like perfume, like this.
To be honest, hopefully none of your drinks have any involvement with the CIA, regardless that is true. No CIA agents were involved in the making of this mixed beverage. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
You were commenting on how the vessel itself actually kind of maybe disperses the aroma a little bit more than you'd like.
Yeah, I don't think I've analyzed a beverage in this wide open of a glass in a long time. If ever, but it's been a while since we have. But those, as odd as it is, those two main components in there really meld and fuse together.
Yeah,
it's like one cohesive sort of.
It is like, the bourbon like literally just kind of flows right into, like I said, right into the grapefruit, and then there is just a little sweet. I mean, again, I know it's obvious; those are the ingredients, but there's not like a sharp distinction between them. They blend together wonderfully. Like I said, so it smells. It smells, like I said, very good. And again, I did use the Kirkland bourbon. It's 100 proof. It's made by 1792 by Barton Distillery. Like I said, so it's a good quality.
Yep.
And especially, I always like the higher proof stuff, throttled and bond or above, if possible, in a mixed drink, or a rye, just because that adds just a little bit more to something that's already going to get watered down, mixed down a little bit. So, the taste?
Absolutely.
All right. No CIA agents were involved is something CIA would say. That's true. Introvert. The truth is out there. And every once in a while, that thing at the end would change, like the saying tonight.
Not very often, but it did.
Yeah.
The one time that it did, remember, it was one of my favorites. Deceive, inveigle, and obfuscate.
Oh, God, what is that one from? Wait, which one is that?
I can't remember, but
Deceive,
inveigle, and obfuscate.
The brown noise plays. No. God, it does not.
No, we don't want that. That's still on at night.
Is it?
One of the channels.
Hallmark channel?
Yeah, right after Frasier.
Right after Frasier.
It's called like Comet.
The things they would have to cut out on the Hallmark channel from the X-Files.
Oh my God.
The show would be about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
He thought about saying a swear word. We should cut out the next 3 lines.
I should do that. No, that's in my head now.
Did you watch like those last couple seasons with Patrick, and like when he was not on there, and then he made like one return appearance, and then like I can't remember how that went. Like I don't know, was that season 8 and 9? Like I can't remember the X-Files. I stopped watching the X-Files around season 5 or 5 or 6 maybe. I don't know. I
watched a little bit. It was on Sunday nights, and we used to have softball games sometimes on Sunday nights. But a little bit, I think I watched like when what was his name?
Jason Patrick?
No, the
Patrick
Terminator.
Harris. Yeah, isn't it Jason?
Terminator 2.
No, it's not Jason Patrick. It is Patrick though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Phil Kirkpatrick.
What is his name?
It's Patrick.
It is.
Who's Jason Patrick? That's the guy
Jason
that was
Patrick
in that movie.
Well, he was in Speed 2, and he was also in
Your
Friends and Neighbors.
He was in Your Friends and Neighbors.
And he was in The Sleepers and something else as well. Oh, I think he was in
The Situation
Lost Boys.
Dictated it. You'd have done the same.
Yeah, you'd have done the same.
That's such a horrible movie.
Robert Patrick?
Robert Patrick. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
Patrick Star from SpongeBob.
That's it.
We were close.
That's it.
Hallmark X-Files would be about the friends we made along the way and discovering the magic of Christmas. Robert Pattinson. It's not Batman. It's not Batman. Oh my God! Discovering the magic of Christmas. Scully, is Santa coming down the chimney again?
Yeah.
Dear God. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think so.
Robert De Niro? Where's Rachel?
He was not in the X-Files. it's a good thing that honey is in there, because you can really taste that honey, because it
does.
It takes that. It's funny. It does. It goes for me. It goes from like whiskey to grapefruit to honey. It's just like a smooth sort of.
It's a nice smooth
you taste
wave.
all those things.
Yep, it's a nice smooth wave of all those things. I think
surprised.
the honey maybe even adds a little body to it too, or something. Like
Yeah,
there's
probably
a little,
does, yeah.
Like kind of makes the texture a little bit nicer. I think it would be interesting to experiment with different honeys in there. I know I just kind of mentioned that, but like because maybe that would add some different. Obviously, it would add some different notes to see how that would go. But I think this is really good. It's definitely very bourbon forward.
Even agave.
Yeah, you could totally use.
Agave,
Yeah, you could totally use
agave
agave
twist.
syrup. Yeah, you could make an agave syrup out of that.
Wouldn't be the yeah. Maybe do a little twist that way.
But no, I think this is really good. The grapefruit,
Yeah.
I thought, I know, like I think this was a pink grapefruit, the one that I bought. Like I said, you could use a red grapefruit. Maybe that would bring even a little more punch to it. Like again, there's little things you can kind of switch out. This recipe is the reason I picked it was not only because I thought the video was excellent, but also when I looked at other recipes, I was like, people aren't using enough bourbon. That was honestly it.
And
this
it's
one
Bourbon
also,
month. This is all Bourbon Heritage Month.
exactly all of those things.
As we're recording this,
And this one also had a little bit more of the actually of the honey syrup in it as well.
Okay.
Like a lot of people did like a half ounce, and then they only did an ounce and a half of bourbon, and then usually the grapefruit remained the same, so it was kind of the other ones that kind of moved. So that's probably why that one got moved up a bit. I think it's really good. It's probably unfortunately one of those things like I could literally just pound the rest. Like it's
absolutely.
it's that delicious.
All of a sudden, I was like, wait a minute, if I drink this all right now, that's and I have to drive shortly. No,
that means I get the rest.
It could easily. Yeah, no, that would go down quite easily. Absolutely.
But no, I really like that. That is very delicious.
Very good.
Also, a big key that everyone always talks about, and I can't emphasize this enough, like just actually squeezing like fresh squeezed juice. Like that makes such a huge difference.
Yep.
I know it's easier to grab, like, and I definitely have done it. Like I always have lemon juice, like if you're just quickly making a cocktail or whatever, but it's amazing when you actually do something with fresh squeezed juice, the difference that it makes. Yep. It's absolutely huge. So another thing that I can't recommend more highly, but yeah, that is quite tasty.
Very good.
Definitely will probably
Good
be
choice.
Definitely be making more of those because it only took half a grapefruit to get the ounce that we needed for these, or 2 ounces that I needed for these. I've got another half a grapefruit and another grapefruit after that. So it's going to be brown derbies the rest of the week, at least here at About Beverages.
And there's honey syrup, and there's, of course, plenty of bourbon.
There's always plenty of bourbon. All of those things. And if you want to see any of the other mixed drinks that we have ever made throughout the years, you can go to our website at aboutbeverages.com, or you can head on over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and see any of the wonderful videos that we have put up there. There's obviously mixed drinks, different bourbons that we've done, all kinds of things. We haven't done a series on honey syrups, but everything else is kind of, or grapefruit for that. Although a lot of drinks with grapefruit in them, because that is also a theme of the show. So yeah, check all that stuff out on YouTube. If you only want audio, you can find that on Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, any wonderful podcast provider. You can search for About Beverages, and we should be there. If we're not, again, like I said before, probably cancel that subscription to that podcast provider. You just don't need them at all, I would have to say. And when you've done that search, some other things may show up.
Oh, yes.
Some other things in that, the Google, I think the kids call it.
The social media pillars.
Yes.
We call them the pillars.
We call them the pillars. I think we're the only ones.
Which for us, of course, are Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Twitter is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date on what's going on here at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific time. So we get together and make drinks.
We do.
Pour beverages, have fun just talking and chatting. Then also throughout the week, Andrew's going to keep you up to date on what he is doing as far as the gaming world and what beverages he is enjoying as he is doing that. So for the most current information, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.
And that is a podcast.
I didn't have anything. I
thought you were going to say a mixed drink shot or something like that.
I did. It was right there. Yes.
You should give it a cocktail.
You should.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. The suit really seals in the flavor. It does. It does wonderfully. Extremely pleasing to hear. I'll be adding this to my cocktail list to try and make. Yeah, it's super. Like that was what I was looking for. Like a lot of the recipes I've saved. There's a lot of great recipes that involve, 6, 7, 8 ingredients, but it's great when you can find ones that are, and a lot of these are in the same family. This is basically a whiskey sour.
Yeah, because that would be lemon and right.
Yeah, like I said, so there's so there are things where it's like, oh, I switch this out, now it's this, and I do this. So I think that's what's kind of neat is when you can make those subtle changes, make a drink with a lot of different flavors, but then not like have to expand your bar by like,
Right.
4 other things.
Right.
And that's why there were some other drinks that I thought sounded really neat. And then unfortunately there was just like the one that I thought sounded the coolest because it tied into obviously Destiny, which is the game a lot of us play. But all of a sudden there was 2 different like other ingredients that were in it that sounded great, but they were each like 40 and 50 bucks
Right.
a piece. And I was like, well, if I like it, that's nice because it'll last me my lifetime because I only need a 1/4 ounce of this thing. But it's like, that's kind of annoying to have to do.
Yeah.
Do you ever prefer bourbon for cocktails like this? So it depends on what kind of price range you're going with. I actually have not had a problem with, I bought some of the Wild Turkey 101 recently. That was pretty good. That's, under 25 bucks. I like using stuff that is on a higher proof because you're going to be watering it down. You're going to be mixing it down with other things. So I want that bourbon to shine through because I love bourbon. That one is a really good option. Elijah Craig small batch is always a really good option too. That one's around $30. And that one's usually, I think, around 94 proof, something like that, 95 proof. That's a good one. Just kind of depends on what you want to go with. The one we use today is actually at Kirkland. No, normally do Wild Turkey one. Yeah, no, that's a perfectly fine option. Like I said, for that price in a mixed drink, you're just going to get some of the bourbon flavor to come through. You're going to get a little bit of that heat because of that. So that's a great option. Also have some Maker's Mark and Four Roses is also really good too.
And that's the guy whose video.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you go look at the video for the educated
Used
bar
Four
for
Roses.
not just a bartender, the one that we did, he actually did use Four Roses. So no, that's a great mixer. Elijah Craig, the Wild Turkey 101. I try and look for things that have a good amount of flavor, a little higher in proof, and are like that $30 and under. That's kind of my bar mixer in general. I used to use Woodford Reserve every now and again, but that one's, I think there are some better options out there. Yeah, totally, Mitch. No, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, it seems like we are very much on the same drink page. But yeah, no, this is really good. Like, yeah, this is known easily like sippy. I'm like, I should.
Oh yeah, no, that could, yeah. That's the grapefruit just kind of
the grapefruit
blends in really
I wish the
well
grapefruit
with
maybe
that.
came out a little bit
little bit, but it sort of takes down that, I don't know, it's a little too approachable.
It might be about perfect. Like I said, for me, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, if the grapefruit just came out a touch more, and that adjustment literally could be made from going from pink grapefruit, which is a little milder, I think, to red grapefruit,
Or a little bit more.
Even
This was 2-1, right?
yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, you could go 2.
Like not much more.
Not much more.
Like I'm definitely
Yeah.
splitting. It's like when we used to love the the Fade to Black Volume 1. We're like, oh, I wish it just had a little bit. Like
a little bit.
It's we're splitting hairs with something
Yeah.
that's already really good.
Yep.
But yeah, this is quite tasty. You have any grapefruits at your house?
I do. Well, I will.
Do you have honey?
I do.
Do you have bourbon?
Yes.
You too could make a brown
I
derby. at your
too.
house.
You too can make. You too can make a brown
You
derby.
too could make a brown derby. These beans are too oily.
So we have. I think we've taken full advantage of September as far as from a bourbon heritage standpoint.
We've actually done really awesome this month when it comes to like being topical with several of our podcasts with pumpkin stuff, bourbon, and pumpkin obviously can keep going a little bit longer.
Yeah, we can do that.
I know you don't want to hear
that.
that.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
I know you don't want to hear it.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
Pumpkins can keep going.
That's right.
But yeah, and we're done with bourbon. No more bourbon for the rest of the No, that'll
Well,
keep
that's
going.
not going to happen.
That'll keep going too. That is quite true. And speaking of what will keep going is what will we be doing for a show next week? Do you have any ideas, thoughts, suggestions? I know you already have a water because we kind of nixed that from this week, so that'll probably start next week. It's a green apple?
Yeah.
Green apple sparkling water?
Trader Joe's green apple sparkling water.
Will I be able to find a picture of it?
It's pretty new, but maybe this extra week or so delay will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was either that or maybe you just send me a picture of it.
I can do that
too. We had been talking about some wine at some point too. Like I think I'd like to. I don't know. I feel like some. Maybe we should get a jump start on like some Thanksgiving type thoughts. Maybe a little bit. Maybe not. Within the next few weeks.
We have, I don't know if it's Thanksgiving or not, but we have a Syrah that was recommended to me highly by one of our regular customers. And so I'd like to maybe do that. It's a Spanish Syrah.
Okay. Was it as they left out the door? They said, Que Syrah, Syrah?
Que Syrah, Syrah. Whatever will be, will be.
That sounds good.
So
how did the recommendation come up? Like, was it like, did you ask them or they were just like, hey,
No, this particular customer, he and we talk about wine a lot. And he actually usually will find some really good, like that Adeline, the Verdejo that we tried a couple years ago, and we did the side by side, the 2 different years. He's actually the one who kind of had suggested I try that. So he drinks wines of from all different types and styles. And he said, you
and price ranges?
You have a really good Syrah right here. So we will. So maybe we do that. Or there's another one that we got in. I think it's a Cab Franc or a Petit Verdot. I can't remember which one it is, but maybe something like that. Or maybe we do go Pinot Noir if you want to be thinking about Thanksgiving as well. So
Syrah can always go with Thanksgiving too.
Yeah.
I know. I usually do always think about Pinot Noir though as well. Debo, how's it going? It's not a bad fit. It's a dad fit is always in style. Please, you don't have to see yourself out, Debo. You're fine.
Yeah. No, stay here.
Stay
a while.
Stay a while and listen. Leah. No Diablo fans out here. Oh, quick aside. Has there been any changes in your TFT? You doing okay? How are you doing? Did you guys make it out of your dark hole? Because it had gone bad.
I can't remember if we talked about it last week, but there was a new patch, and we'll have a 4th place finish and then a 1st place finish right now. So we're kind of
you're feeling things out.
Yeah, we're still. Yeah.
Now is this still the one where you guys do the?
But Pocket carries me, so that's just the way.
I was just gonna say, like, is this the one where you guys are like helping each other out?
Yeah, we do that. But yeah.
Do you not do the solo at all anymore?
I haven't been. No.
Interesting.
No. She'll do the ARAM like probably tonight. Which is why we haven't seen any comments from her. I'm guessing recently is usually she has a big group of friends that she holds court with and has a little fun. But the
clicking is fast and furious.
Yes, it is.
The CPMs, you gotta get them clicks per minute up.
So
just letting it decant for a bit. Have you been able to find any Angel's Envy rye at Costco, Debo? Or are you still striking out on that? Yeah, I'll have to see what I don't know what I've got some beers. I don't know if I don't think of what beer we should do. Like, I need to actually get out of the store this weekend, so maybe I'll make a decision on that. Maybe I'll look for some pumpkin stuff at a couple different places and see what I can bring to the table in that fashion. But yeah, it might be kind of nice. We haven't done a wine in a little bit. Might be kind of nice to drop in on one of those.
We can reshift our focus a little bit.
Yeah.
So
because we usually
we'll keep it about beverages though.
We will keep it about beverages. It's something
about
food. We could just start that new channel. You want to do an about food channel?
About food?
About food, yeah. All about food. It's
about
like I'm
beer.
having a burger.
Yeah.
It's like the most boring. It's just very weirdly specific. I do have some envy, but it ain't from no angel. Oh, there we go.
About cuisine. Well, that's Debo's channel.
Yeah,
about
that is
cuisine.
true. That is actually Debo's channel. If you were in the Discord and you go to the section that is just the, what did we call it? I don't even know what it's called now. I haven't looked at it in a little bit.
The pub or something? Or?
The pub. There we go. No, that's not the pub.
Oh, no?
No. Food for Thought.
Food for Thought.
Food for Thought is literally Debo's channel. If you ever want to find sweet recipes for holiday things or whatever else, like he is always putting delicious, amazing stuff in there.
Food for thought and for eating.
Wow, that is very specific. All right.
Got somebody lined up?
I do. As always, we are going to call it for the evening. Thank you guys all for being here. It was another wonderful, wonderful night. Like everything flowed together very nicely.
Yep. Just like this Brown Derby.
Just like this Brown Derby is absolutely
all
fantastic.
3 components came together in harmony.
Highly recommend trying this. If you do try one of these mixed drinks or any of the beers or any of the things that we had today, definitely, throw us a hello on Twitter and go say hi and say like, oh, I had this. It was great. Or you didn't like it or whatever else. It's totally fine. You're a good player. I don't carry you. Oh my God.
She's better though. She's
Night
better.
Pocket. Have a good rest of your evening. But yeah, like I said, if you guys ever want to throw any comments or any of that kind of stuff, you can throw them up on YouTube. Like I said, on Twitter. If you ever have beverage suggestions, favorite things that you like, you can put them in Discord. If it's easier to put them on Twitter or wherever else, just throw them at us. Like I said, we are always looking for suggestions, and if we can find them, and if they're, like I said, again, if they're not ridiculously out of budget, we love to try things that you guys have suggested. Or maybe someday we'll have a PO box and you can send us stuff and make it even easier. Like just try this. Here it is.
There it is.
Send it to us. Like when we had what did we have? We had some ski sent to us, a Mountain Dew-esque beverage. Like I said, that's fun when people want to send us things and we just get to try it. That's always super cool. But yeah, I thank you guys all for being here. We are going to go say hi to Backyard right now. Backyard is doing some Destiny as always.
Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans. That's right. Our backyard friend, the Backyardigans, He is doing some Destiny stuff. He is also, if you are feeling gifty, you are more than welcome to gift him 5 subs, and he will eat a Reaper cheese ball, which is like a 2.5 million Scoville, like capsaicin, like one of those, like it looks like they literally look like cheesy poofs, like cheese balls, but it's like they're like insanely hot. So if you want to torture this poor man, you're more than welcome to do so. Go say hi to him. That is through the end of September. You can get 25% off the gifted subs. Go say hi and do that for him, because that is super nice. But yeah, until next week, we will see you again. Same bat time, same bat channel, I think, right? Usual time?
Yes.
The confidence there was
Good night,
overwhelming.
everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for being here.